welcome back to Anima Anatomia. Today we will discuss one of the most important topic, that is inguinal canal. So during development, the tissue that will become gonads, either testis or ovary, established in the posterior abdominal wall and descends through the abdominal cavity. A fibrous cord of tissue called the gubernaculum attaches the inferior portion of the gonad to the future scrotum or labia, and it also guides them during the descendant. So as we know, the gonads, that is testis and ovaries, that stay in the posterior abdominal wall, but this needs to be descends, and the passageway for the descendant of the gonads is the inguinal canal. What is inguinal canal? It is a slit or passage through which the spermatic cord in the man and the round ligament of the uterus in woman passes. And we need to know the anatomical location of the inguinal canal, where it is located. It is located in the lower part of the abdominal wall, on the both sides of the abdomen, above the inguinal ligament, and runs from top to bottom, from outside to inside, and from back to front. So what is actually inguinal ligament? Inguinal ligament, it is a band of fibrous tissue that extend from the anterior superior iliac spine ASIS and to the pubic tubercle. Next, we have the length of the inguinal canal. Its length is about 4.5 centimeter. Next, we will discuss the layers or the walls of the inguinal canal. There are 4 walls distinguished in the inguinal canal. First one, we have the anterior walls, posterior walls, upper walls, and the lower walls. So anterior wall, it is formed by the aponeurosis of the external oblique muscle. So you must need to know the meaning of aponeurosis. Aponeurosis, it is a flat sheet of connective tissue similar to the tendons, and its main function is to connect the muscle to the bones and the cartilage. Next, we have the posterior walls, that is formed by the transversalis fascia. Then we have the upper wall, or we can say the roof of the inguinal canal. It is formed by the lower edge of the internal oblique and transversalis abdominis muscles, and the lower wall, or we can say the floor of the inguinal canal, it is formed by the inguinal ligament. So inguinal ring, what is inguinal ring? When we see the inguinal canal, in the anterior and posterior inguinal wall, we have 2 openings, and that openings is called inguinal ring. We have 2 types of inguinal ring: superficial inguinal ring and deep inguinal ring. And this superficial inguinal ring, it is present in the anterior wall, and deep inguinal ring, it is present in the posterior wall. When we talk about the site means where this ring is formed. So this ring, it is formed by the defect or divergence of aponeurosis of the external oblique muscles, and we have 2 crura, that is lateral crus, and we have the medial crus. This lateral crus, it is the fibers that attach to the pubic tubercle, and this medial crus, it is the fibers of the external oblique aponeurosis that attach to the pubic crest or pubic symphysis. Then we talk about the margin of the superficial ring. So the superficial inguinal ring, it gives the extension around the spermatic cord, and it gives the external spermatic fascia. Then we will talk the transmit, means which structure passes through superficial inguinal ring. So we have the spermatic cord or round ligament of the uterus and ilioinguinal nerve. Then we have the deep inguinal ring. We'll talk about the site, means where this ring is present. It is present in the transversalis fascia. And when we talk about the margin, the deep inguinal ring, it gives the extension around the spermatic cord and as a internal spermatic fascia. And this superficial inguinal ring gives the external spermatic fascia, and deep inguinal ring it gives the internal spermatic fascia. Then we have the transmit means which structure passes through deep inguinal ring. We have made two structures, that is spermatic cord or round ligament of the uterus that passes through the deep inguinal rings. But in superficial inguinal rings we have one additional structure, that is ilioinguinal nerve. But here we have only two, spermatic cord or round ligament of the uterus. So inguinal canal, it is an oblique intermuscular passage in the lower part of the anterior abdominal wall that is situated above the medial half of the inguinal ligament. So here you can see the inguinal canal. This one passageway or canal you can see from here, this canal, and we have already told you we have two rings in the inguinal canal. This one is the deep inguinal ring that is located in the transversalis fascia, and we have also the superficial inguinal ring that is the external opening. And this inguinal canal, it is located just medial half of the inguinal ligament. You can see this one ligament, this one is the inguinal ligament that is extending from the anterior superior iliac spine. This ligament you can see in this one ligament, this is extending from external anterior superior iliac spine and attaches to the pubic tubercle. So in this diagram we will see the layers of the inguinal canal as well as the boundaries of the superficial inguinal ring, and we will see the deep inguinal ring, and at last we will compare what is the difference between female inguinal canal and male inguinal canal. So first of all, I already told you we have four layers of the inguinal canal. First one layer, we have the transversalis fascia. This one layer, this blue color, you can see this one is the transversalis fascia. Then we have the transversus abdominis muscles. This one yellow color, this one it is the transversus abdominis muscles, and this one, this blue color, it is showing the internal oblique muscles, and this violet color, it is showing the external oblique muscles. Or you can see when we move from outside to inside, first one layer we have the external oblique, then we have internal oblique, then we have transversus abdominis, and then we have transversalis fascia. So now you can see the difference between female and male inguinal canal boundaries. In the transversalis fascia, you can see we have the deep ring, this one and this one, deep ring, and then we have arch of transversus abdominis, this layer in the both male and female. Then we have the band of fibers, this one band of fibers, this it is the inguinal ligament. Then we have the arch of internal oblique muscles, this one arch, both sides arch. Then we have the superficial ring that is present on the external muscle aponeurosis. Then you can see through the superficial inguinal ring, you can see we have round ligament of uterus, and then we have the genital branch of genitofemoral nerve, then we have the ilioinguinal nerves, that passes through the superficial ring, and in case of male you can see the spermatic cord, this one spermatic cord, and we have three layers of spermatic cord, that is external spermatic fascia, and then we have the cremasteric fascia, then we have the inferior spermatic fascia, and we have the testicular artery and vein, and then we have the ductus deferens. External spermatic fascia, you can see it is the continuation of the aponeurosis of the external oblique muscle, and this cremasteric muscles, or we can see, you can say this is the continuation of the aponeurosis of the internal oblique muscles, and this inferior spermatic fascia, it is the continuation of the transversalis fascia.
So the Hasselbeck triangle is also known as the inguinal triangle, and it just present, it's a region in the anterior abdominal wall, and it consists three borders. So the medial border, lateral border, and the inferior border. In the medial border, the lateral border of rectus abdominis muscles are present. In the lateral border, the inferior epigastric vessels are present, and in the inferior border, the inguinal ligament are present. And this triangle is known as the Hasselbeck triangle, and also we call it the middle inguinal fossa. So in this region, it doesn't consist any structure which is responsible or importance for the clinical, but it's a region where a potential weakness is occurring, and due to that the inguinal hernia are just occurred. So the hernia, it is a protrusion of an organ or the fascia through the walls or a cavity, or also we call that when the soft tissue are protruded to the weakest portion or the weakest location in the abdominal muscle in the inguinal canal. So when we talk about the hernia are two types, the direct one and the indirect one. So the indirect one, it is a congenital and it is a acquired, and it's mostly commonly in the infants, and when we talk about the direct one, it's mostly commonly in the adult one. So when we talk about the indirect one, what happened? The soft tissue are protrudes to the deep inguinal rings and toward the scrotum. But when we talk about the direct one, in this the soft tissue are directly protrudes or penetrates the muscle or the wall of inguinal canal. So this is the direct one and this is the indirect one. Thank you for watching Anima Anatomia. Please like and subscribe our channel.